Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, we've known for some time how anti-Jew Humza Yousaf is, how anti-Jewish the SNP is. We've known that there's deep anti-Semitism in that particular party. And so it should come really as no surprise that their partners in crime, government, the Greens, are also anti-Semitic. They also don't like Jewish people. It just seems odd that these two hate groups, they both seem to be very anti-Semitic. I don't know if they've ever been abused by a Jew or something. I don't know. There must be some reason for it. But I'm anti-Green, so I suppose there is a fairness. But I'm actually only anti-particular Greens. Harvey, for example, the little deviant one. Or Jeffrey, the idiot one. Certainly Maggot Chapman, because I don't like the idea of someone like her being anywhere near my planet. Now, there is this woman. Her name is Susan Rae. She's a Green councillor in Edinburgh. And she's asking for a Zionist-free zone. She's looking for anti-Jew apartheid in Edinburgh. And she's still a councillor. And she hasn't been arrested for absolute racism. Let's take a look. So, Scottish Greens councillor accused of anti-Semitism after promoting a Zionist-free zone in Edinburgh. Susan Rae, who was a councillor for Leith Walk in Edinburgh, hastily deleted the tweet advertising the event at a local library, which stated that the region should become a Zionist-free zone. Imagine that. Imagine a Green councillor advertising to everybody that she is a hate-filled racist. Hardly a surprise. Here's a picture of her. Now, it's not just me. Tell me it's not just me. But the one on the right is Harvey. And the one on the left is Harvey in drag. Is that trans Harvey? It don't half look like him. I wonder if that's photoshopped picture. You know, because I don't think we've ever seen the pair of them together in real life. So I think that's Harvey on his day off. Puts the old red wig on. Still got the same face of ignorance, stupidity and hate. But yeah, they're a pair, aren't they? If it wasn't for the fact that, well, you don't know. If that's a bloke in drag, it wouldn't surprise me. Lovers. Anyway, Scottish Greens councillor has been accused of sharing an anti-Semitic post which called for a Zionist-free zone in Edinburgh. Because, you know, the Greens, they do like apartheid, don't they? Susan Rae hastily deleted the tweet after promoting an event at the Leith Library, which included that tagline. The event is scheduled to take place on Tuesday and is officially about how people can help Palestinians in Gaza and occupied territories. Leaving them alone is the best thing. However, the promotional leaflet for it is adorned with a Palestinian flag and reads, "Declare Leith a Zionist-free zone." Now, what I think is absolutely marvellous is the fact that they don't understand what Zionism actually means. It means wanting your own homeland. And the SNP and the Greens both are pro-independence parties. Technically, they're both Zionist parties. So yes, let's make the whole of Scotland anti-Zionist, but anti-SNP Zionism. Jews welcome. I don't know. I'm not Jewish. I've got no skin in the game. There's a joke there, but I'm not going. But I'm not Jewish. I've worked for a firm of Jewish accountants. I was the only non-Jewish person in a firm of Jewish accountants. I was the goyim. I understand the terms, and I picked up on the humour. Do I look like a schlemiel? What is this? Oi. With tensions across Scotland already ratcheted up due to the ongoing conflict in Israel, Miss Rae was urged to apologise for sharing the post, which would leave Jewish Edinburgh residents anxious, fearful for their very lives. She's spreading hate. She's spreading fear. Arrest her. Arrest her and charge her. They don't need the Hate Crime Act for this one, for what she's doing. Questions were also raised about why Edinburgh City Council is allowing such a divisive event to take place in one of its libraries on MacDonald Road. Indeed, this is a hate meeting. If you are going about anti-Judaism, sorry, my pronunciation was wrong there. But this is an anti-Jewish meeting. Surely, in a public building, that is wrong. I mean, it's wrong anyway, but it's surely wrong in a public building. Anti-Semitic attacks in Scotland have increased over the past year, according to figures from the Community Security Trust. Scotland ranked in the top 5 for hate incidents with 68, exactly double the 34 recorded in 2022. Several pro-Palestine marches have taken place in Glasgow where anti-Semitic messages and chanting have been reported, and the police have done nothing. The police were ordered to do nothing by the SNP government, which controls the police. Earlier this year, a man was arrested in connection with anti-Semitic graffiti on a Glasgow cenotaph, but was released without charge. Scottish Tory MSP for Lothian Sue Webber hit out at Ms Rae's comments as she highlighted that the Scottish Greens have formed to allegedly anti-Semitic comments. She said, "This appallingly, blatantly anti-Semitic post by a Green councillor has no place in our political debate." And here's the tweet that she put out. "How can Leith come together to support Gaza? I don't know. How can they possibly do that with Gaza being 3,000 miles away? Join us to discuss the many ways. I tell you what we can do. We can take all the people who support Gaza, put them on a boat, sail them over to Gaza and say, there you go, and push them into Gaza. Go and fight then. Every single one of them. If you're a supporter of Gaza, put them on a boat, on a plane, whatever, send them all over to Gaza. Good job. First of all, it gets rid of all the troublemakers out of this country. Secondly, it gives Gaza all that support that they need." I think they probably wouldn't want it. Anyway, and on there it says, "Declare Leith a Zionist-free zone." Oh yes, and then very Second World War, look, even they're afraid to show a face because they're so ashamed of it. But yeah, it is. It's Germany. It's the 30s. Nobody's cleaning it, and this is from local government. Local government are allowing this. Isn't it frightening that we now live in the Fourth Reich? Sadly, they said this sort of dangerous and bigoted rhetoric is what we've come to expect from the Greens. One of their MSPs, Maggie Chapman, posted a vile tweet in the light of a mass attack in October, while shamefully they've still not signed up to the internationally recognised definition of anti-Semitism because they hate Jews. They are absolutely a hate organisation. Maggie Chapman, Maggot Chapman, she wants to see the eradication of Jews. That was the tweet and the post that she endorsed, as well as sexualising children. I mean, she really is a lowlife. I mean, I'm not going to suggest that anyone do anything, but if people saw her and there'd been a terrible car accident or something, she was lying there and she needed help, I'd walk on by. I'd just walk on by. I think the world would be a better place without Maggie Chapman. Anyway, Jewish people living in Leith and across Scotland are already feeling incredibly anxious in light of events in recent months. The last thing they needed to see was this wholly unacceptable. I'm surprised, to be fair. I'm just going to stop there. I'm not even going to go through it. I'm surprised that the Greens aren't going out, smashing windows, putting stars on buildings and expecting people to wear little yellow badges. Because it seems to be the way they're going, doesn't it, with the Greens? They are as bad as the SNP and their Muslim-in-chief, who also hates the Jews. As we know, that's why he's instructing the police not to arrest anyone who abuses Jews, but only to arrest people who abuse the Muslims and the supporters of Palestine. We see this time and time again in all the marches. You stand up and shout against the Palestinians and you're arrested, but you can stand in the march and shout out the most heinous, hateful stuff and you're fine. Police Scotland, that's doing their job, doing the bidding of their political paymasters, and these two are just as bad. He's a hate-filled little shart of shit. Harvey and Drag, isn't it? It's Velma for Scooby-Doo, only Velma has had a terrible accident involving a fire and a shovel. Coming up. So there we go, the two parties of government, both anti-Semitic, both hating on Jews, both hating Tories, both just filled with hate. And now they have this hate crime act that they think is going to work for them to help bring in sort of Sharia law, to help eradicate Judaism, to help eradicate Toryism, because if you complain against the government, that's a hate crime. If you do this, that's a hate crime. They can silence the opposition. What they don't realise, of course, is they are very, very stupid. We are very, very clever. And we're going to have them. Day one. And as I said, and I keep saying it, it's the only way we can win is day one. Everything they do, like things like this. Hate crime, hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. It's almost like the 90s, isn't it? You know, when you go to a rave, isn't it? That's what it is. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait, because I'm going to be on that phone. I'm going to be on that. I'll be hitting in 100 reports a day, because day one, you've got them by the short and curlies. Or in Harvey's case, the extremely short and no curlies. He does like to be well groomed. Apparently, it's polite in that community. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. Do please join me in my continued fight for sanity and decency. And let's not let these people get away with engendering hate and division at every aspect of Scotland. I thank you for your time. Goodbye.